The Adeptus Mechanicus. Yes, that's what we're talking about today. And it's funny because I didn't have anything planned, but we're jumping right into it. So what's up, y'all? CK, 40K here, and of course, if you can tell by the thumbnail, we're talking about the Mechanicus. Why are we talking about the Mechanicus? It's actually really funny. I was playing Soulstorm, and I have the Unity mod installed, and I like to do this thing where I play through all the canon factions and races and all that. And I really like to play orcs. And I love chaos, but I haven't played a lot of them. Like I've played them all, but I really don't remember how much of I've played because I really like to play against the computer and just like it's like a thing I like to do when I'm bored and I don't have to study or anything. So I just like to it's like how I wind down. So I'm playing the Mechanicus and I'm like, whoa, there's some cool ass units here that I'm not really familiar with because I'm gonna be the first to say when it comes to the factions of 40K, I tend to overlook the Mechanicus along with the Eldar. Like there are some factions that I just don't register are there most of the time because they don't really coincide with what I like. I like Space Marines, but I'm not like an Imperium like fan, Like I like Chaos Space Marines, so I spend more time on books that kind of focus around them besides the Horus Heresy, that is. But I just really want to say I overlooked how cool the Mechanicus can be. And that includes, when I say that, I also mean the Dark Mechanicum as well, because like demon engines like are just something I just really found out about recently. Like when I say recently, I mean like how time is it? Like a couple minutes ago. So I mean, it's extremely cool, and I really want to get into it, but I don't know how to get into it. Like I don't. I'm sure. I think there's. I'm only aware of one book, and is it Sons of Mars or Children of Mars? One of them. But like, they just seem like they should be utilized more. And I know there's memes about like the codexes for Mechanicum, and the rules are either not updated or kind of awful because Mechanicum's not popular. And I think like I've seen stuff like that regarding Death Guard too. Like if you actually play, I'm not talking about lore. Like I'm talking about if you actually have an army or whatever. And I wouldn't know anything about that because I'll be real. I have one like I bought one thing of orcs, like Beast Snaga Squad, is that if that's what it was called, and I assembled them with hot glue because I didn't know how to like properly like assemble them, so they looked like dog shit. But who knows? Who knows? If we get to 100 subscribers, I'll show you guys one day and you'll get to see that mess. But anyway, yes, I think the Mechanicus should be more popular. Like besides the like I know there's like I was looking on Lexicanum, which I know some people might say, bro, that's kind of outdated, not updated, but like I kind of got limited resources, so I kind of got to work with what I got, right? So like robots and the Titans, Knights, and I was aware of them, but it's just like I kind of don't associate Titans and Knights with Mechanicus. I kind of associate them as their own separate thing. But just keep reading and the Fabricator General and how there's all these politics going on with Call and like it's like again, as much as I enjoy the like destruction and these cool units like Titans and these war machines, I also enjoy like the political side of it, which would be like what Call is doing with Gilliman and the creation of Primaris and Call Inferior and how Call has a basically like this Necron captured. Like there's a lot here. The Mechanicus have a lot of secret stuff that no one's really aware of, like in universe and out of universe. And I feel like this should be played up a lot more than it is. Like this is super cool. Like you have this like tales of espionage and like secrets and backstabbing and political alliances. Like I enjoy this aspect of Warhammer as much as I enjoy the mass destruction and badassery that usually occurs in these stories. Like that's super like interesting to me. And then there's like again, like I talked about robots. Like apparently there's a whole subsection of the Mechanicus that works with robots, but I thought robots. Oh, I guess robots could be a thing, but that's like they have a rule against AI, so I don't know how it works. But that's still really cool. They have tech thralls, the Skitarii. Like I really only am aware of Skitarii through Dawn of War, Soulstorm, and like memes of how like the Skitarii are just like there, and like you know what I mean? Like they're just like, unfortunately, the way I associated the Mechanicus prior to like sort of just getting invested now was like, oh yeah, then there's the Mechanicus. They don't like, they like, I think how it's portrayed for a lot of fans is the Mechanicus is kind of like how Eldar are, or like how other Xenos are. Like if the Mechanicus is in a story that's not about them, they're gonna lose like pretty bad. And I think they even get the Eldar treatment in a way. It's like even if they are in a story where it's focused on them, they still kind of lose. Like you get what I'm saying? I just, it kind of sucks that they get treated this way because again, like they're overlooked. Like, and I'm sure like every faction has a loyal following in their own way. Some are just more vocal than others, but Mechanicum should really be more popular. Like I know, I think, well, no, they're pop. What I'm saying is they should be in more stories and like stuff like that. Like they're just cool to me. I'm sure they are in a lot of stories, but I'm going off knowledge that I know. I haven't read a lot of stuff with the Mechanicus. The only real experience I have with the Mechanicus would be with, if you can, camera could focus. Yes, this. Like I know there's some tech priests in here, and I read Eisenhorn too, so there was some tech stuff there, and also this is me kind of subtly flexing the books that I have. I know no one cares, but I kind of care. In the Night Lords, there's a tech priest. His name's Deltran, I think, and he was kind of cool. But yeah, like they're cool. Like I like the Magos, if that's what they're called. Like these, there's just so much. They're so cool. They really are, really really cool. And I wish people would talk more about how cool they are. And also, there's secrets too, like the Void Dragon, which is like, I think not a fully intact Catan, but like sort of intact, and like the Guardians of Mars are listening to it and are enthralled by it in a way, and he's still, the Void Dragon's there, just lurking and subtly manipulating things, and Call Inferior being AI or suspected AI. And I read there's an excerpt where Call made like an AI of Gilliman, and it's like tortured, and all it does is like scream. But all right, yeah, I digress. But I'm not going to stretch the video. I just want to say again, Cult Mechanicus, Adeptus Mechanicus, is cool. I used to think it was lame. I mean, it's a little, it's not lame, but I used to think it was. But I'm slowly kind of building interest, and if anyone has any recommendations of how I could get into it, I'm more than happy to listen because I am interested. I feel like this is going to be a new hyperfixation for the next 2 weeks. So if anyone wants to help me out with that, thank you. So other than that, that was pretty much it. Cult Mechanic is pretty cool. If you agree, give the video a like. And if you agree even more, perhaps even subscribe. Other than that, y'all, thanks for watching, and I am out of here.